So today I did want to talk about the atmosphere in Forza Horizon 1, dude, because as a brand new player never playing this game ever, if you guys are wondering, I have never played Forza Horizon 1. Even back then I never played it. So this is pretty much a brand new experience for me playing this game in 2026, and I gotta admit, even almost 14 years after it came out, it does kind of blow my mind that the atmosphere in this game is as good as it is. Because, bro, you can legit feel it immediately when you boot it up, and the funny part is, you load in, you go to the festival, and you kind of check everything out, and you can kind of feel the vibes of the festival itself super early on. But y'all know what the crazy part though is. I kind of also think maybe that's down to the tone of the game. You know what I'm saying? I'll explain this a little bit more, but it's almost just how this game makes you feel some type of way so dang early on with the way the atmosphere is designed. It's kind of insane. Like, you hear the announcers, the music, the crowds on how the festival's set up, the overall sense of being at like an actual event in the game. I thought that was really cool on the fact that you head over to the festival and you could see how like that area is designed for that, and then when you go to other races you could see like there's people there and you have to go there and you could start the race and all that. There's a little dialogue on some things on what you have to do, and y'all know what though? I think one of the big things I was kind of looking at with this is we all do know there's crowds obviously at the races and there's different music and stuff like that. And by the way, the music in Forza Horizon 1, bro, I would play it for y'all if I could, if I wouldn't get copyrighted. My goodness, I love the soundtrack in this game, dude. The music is so good. Can I say something about that? Why is it that older games seem to have way better soundtracks in them, bro? Like, is there something going on with the entire music licensing issue in new games or something? Honestly, I have no idea, but it is kind of weird to think about, as I do think older games had better soundtracks in them, and a lot of people might be like, oh, what do you mean, man? Well, here's the thing, a good soundtrack can also add on to the atmosphere of the game, as it really hits the overall tone and the feeling of the game itself, having a great soundtrack in there. That's something I honestly did kind of realize a bit more playing the old Forzas, because not gonna lie guys, a lot of the times I have the music off, but when I am playing, I'm not recording, I try to turn the music on and just race and stuff, and in ways it really was showing me that the overall soundtrack in the game definitely can play into that overall atmosphere in the game. It's honestly pretty dang important, man. I'm looking forward to seeing what Forza Horizon 6 would do with the soundtrack and all that. But one thing I do like though is how it's kind of making you feel like you really belong in the entire festival in the game as well, on how we all do know the game is based on a festival obviously in Colorado. You know what I'm saying? But I do like how it kind of makes you feel that you are part of it, not just some random dude there. It kind of makes you go, all right, bro, well, here you did the main races. Now you're in the festival. Well, go show yourself, bro. You're part of this now. And I kind of do like the way they tied all that in together, because it kind of gives you a reason to be there. You know what I'm saying? I kind of like that. But one of the other things I talked about in the impressions video was simply down to the way that the game has like an identity to it. One thing I really do like about Forza Horizon 1, man, is it really does feel like a grounded game to me. And if y'all are wondering what I mean, you could probably play this and play a newer game, and you'll most likely realize what a more, I guess you could say, a grounded feel does. Like, the game is obviously arcadey, but I do love the way the handling physics are in Forza. They nailed it in Forza Horizon 1. I do like how all the cars feel in it. And it still has a really good overall, like, driving design and handling design to it, which I do think adds on to the atmosphere. Because, bro, if your cars can't turn, what in the world are you going to do? Now, I did notice on the map itself, or some of the overall atmosphere design, that the game might feel in a way kind of like a gritty, more realistic feeling. And honestly, I really do love how it actually is. Like, almost to me, it kind of feels like Forza Horizon 1. I don't know if I'm losing my mind at this point, but it kind of feels like the game almost has like more of a real type of feeling to it. And I really do love that. It feels almost like a more serious type of like atmosphere design. I think it's nailed, bro. Like, I would totally be open to more of that, keeping the fun factor and the overall like happy type of, I guess you could say, feeling the game would give you, but also having a more serious tone to it, because this game shows you that it definitely can be nailed. And when you're doing that though, it makes the game feel kind of natural in a way. Like, it puts you into that going, okay, well, we have all these events in the world, right? Everything is in there, but it doesn't feel just thrown in there. It feels like it was naturally built in this game, which is kind of weird, because considering every game is built, but the fact that a game could be built like that, and it doesn't feel like the game is just segmented into one thing or something. It's kind of built into all of that, giving you that same feeling built around the atmosphere that's tied into that map. Isn't that kind of wild? This could be said about open world games like Elden Ring, Crimson Desert, Dark Souls. All those games have a special atmosphere to them as well, because the world that is built in there that gives you that overall design of that atmosphere, bro. It kind of all ties in together, like how the radio is set up with the music, as I said before. Seeing the NPCs chatter and stuff when you go into like one of the races, or one of the people from the festival are like, hey, bro, you unlock this, go get your cash up, go do this, and you can make more money from this if you want, if you can win it. I think some of that stuff is cool. It reminds me of Midnight Club back in the day, where the NPCs or the racers would talk to you when you're racing. That was something I really loved about it. And I love that in Dirt 2, where you would hear like Travis Pastrana or like Tanner Faust and them, they would say something to you when you're racing, dude. I know some of those details are kind of dumb, man, but I absolutely loved it. Now, if we're talking about the overall atmosphere design, I will talk about the map in a separate video because, bro, I love it. But the overall lighting in this game is so dang beautiful, dude. No matter what time it is during the day, the overall color tone of everything in this map just blows my mind. Whether it's dusk, it could be daytime, nighttime, it could be sunset, whatever it is, the way the skybox looks, the way the clouds look, the way the coloring of the map looks, it is absolutely beautiful. And I love how they kind of captured the overall feeling of this map, which again, I'll talk about this in a separate video a little bit more on the entire autumn design they did, because it's beautiful, bro, and it plays in to how this game would fit with Red Rocks and all that. Again, tying into the entire atmosphere that you would probably want to see in a game. And one thing I gotta admit is I kind of feel like Forza Horizon 1 really has an overall different feeling with this stuff compared to the newer games that are coming out. We could compare this to really any of the new games, but a lot of people would probably agree that Forza Horizon 1 really did capture the kind of feeling that you would want in one of these games, that really just made it stick out, where some of the other games might feel generic, or maybe they don't really have that feeling. But I do think not all the new Forzas are terrible, if that's what you guys are thinking. I think all of them are great in their own ways, but I feel like this game just has such a different feeling to it, man. I can't really shake it, bro. It's so weird. It just, when you're playing the game, it just sets you in like a specific feeling. I can't really explain it with the map design, the overall atmosphere of just everything going on with the entire core design of the game, bro. It really just puts you in like a really happy mood, to be honest. I don't know. I don't even know if this sounds stupid. Just something I really did notice, and it kind of just keeps hitting me every time I do this, guys. But one of the biggest things is, if you guys have not played Forza Horizon 1, man, you got to go in there just to experience that atmosphere. And as I said before, we got to talk about the map, but also, guys, one thing that blew my mind was, not only do I want to talk about the map, but the feeling of them nailing Colorado, for me as I live there, is one of my favorite things ever.